Sleep in your skin. What up, what up, what up? What's your number? I wanna meet you the day after. I saw you look over your shoulder. I need to know now, are you gonna come around? I need to know now, are you gonna come around? You wanna come to my place? Hi! Welcome! My lovely #1 on YouTube. I do this for you, bro, or lady, or it. I really appreciate you rolling through. So welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Madja B. You're watching Adult Art Attack, and this is Paint Puff Pass Live, where I teach you how to paint some subliminally sexual paintings while you watch me get a little hi, and a little... So I really hope you've got your adult treats together because we're gonna be painting some really cute shit. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, if you're new to this, I have several different platforms. I have TikTok, where I host these little mini series daily on different types of subjects. Mondays are art, Tuesdays are sex, Wednesdays are cannabis, and then on Thursdays I throw you a challenge to start doing your background so you can show up for Paint Puff Pass ready to thrive on that canvas, okay? So on Monday we were talking about pigments, which is why we're using a lot of different types of colors here. And then on Tuesday we were talking about underwater stuff. So sex tips and tricks on how to enjoy it in the water, what could happen in the water, and misconceptions about sex in the water. Okay, so I thought our theme today we could kind of play on this hilarity that is Jaws. And if you're old or new, potentially young, but likes to look at old shit. The poster for the movie had Jaws written across it like this, and then it had a little female over here, and then Jaws was coming up and about to eat her. So I thought we would do that, but instead of Jaws, it's just a big sperm head going up towards her body. Okay, I think that's kind of hilarious. I think that would be kind of funny. So let me know what you think. Okay, a couple of things before we start. Please check out Paint Puff Pass, our website, adultartattack.com, where you can find our Paint Puff Pass party packs, everything you need to have a great time. On top of it, some adult treats that you can pick on your own. Because the algorithm doesn't like this content, I'm gonna use different words to express what I mean. So right here, I'm drinking a homebrew tea with a special spice that we call Vod. She also goes by Ka, Vod and Ka. Really, really great. Tastes delicious. Highly encourages. Just take some tea and put a little bit of that extra spice in there. It's delicious. I also ground up a flour called White Cake, and I also ingested that in a smoke-like format before going live. And I have also indulged in about 250 calories of some treats. So I'm feeling it. Okay? So let's get right into it. We're gonna be painting a little human body. So on Monday, I was making my skin tone out of the regular primary colors, which is the red, blues, and yellows that we learned in school, also known as designer primes. So I'm gonna make my colors out of that. Also, if you like the music, go to my SoundCloud. You can find it at adultartattack.com as well. Really good songs to get you inspired and stuff. So I'm gonna make my skin tone. I have a very high intensity yellow in my skin tone. I have a little bit of red in my skin tone, so I'm making a little bit of an orange. Way more yellow. And then I'm going to take just a smidge of blue because I know that I have a hue of blue in my skin. And then I'm really quite heavily white. So I'm just going to pick up a huge chunk of that and mix, 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 mix. She's still a little bit yellow, too yellow, but let's see. Let's add some more pink. More pink to that. Probably way more white. Now, a great way of making your skin tone is just kind of playing with it until it works nicely on your skin tone. But this is a cartoon, this is far away. It doesn't need to be fucking perfect, all right? So use one of your smallest brushes, something with a tiny little tip, okay? And what you want to do is kind of start within the horizontal line, and you want to just give little bits of leg. So 2 little straight lines, almost like you're creating a number 11. Okay, and notice my horizontal line is right here, and I'm not necessarily going right to it because she's in the water, he's in the water, they're in the water. You don't want them to be like over top of it because we're going to give her a little balloon that she can hold on to. Now I'm just going to bring that really close so you see what I'm talking about, like a number 11, okay? Like a little number 11. YouTube, I'm also on Instagram right now. That's why you might see me looking back and forth, okay? So you want to make a little 11 with the little leggies, okay? You please use like a much smaller brush than what I am currently using because she's a bit big. And then what you want to do is make the torso. So think of the torso almost like in a cube situation, okay? And you want to go over the horizontal line. So just make like a little box, if you will. Notice how they're not touching one another either. Again, YouTube, she's not touching. They're not touching each other, okay? And then what you could do is if it's a woman, a female, you can give her 2 little cuppy cups, like 2 little boobies. And then you want to just give her a bit of a neck. And then a circle for a head. You can add little arms to the side. This kind of looks like a man as well, kind of like biceps and stuff. So this is just really, again, the first little bit of our little humanoid floating in the water without the realization that there will be a huge, like, sperm head coming up towards it. We're playing with the idea of Jaws, okay? We're playing the idea of Jaws right now, all right? So have your little humanoid filled in. Okay, again, it's kind of separated. We're going to play with the water in a second so we can see the separation between the body and making it seem like it's really underwater. Party with you. You're gonna hear to me, baby. 'Cause I just wanna party with you all night. Okay, so I took a little bit of blue and I'm just playing around with his body. I'm not giving too much extra color, but really giving the distinction that one side is in the water and the other side is not. Seems like kind of like a windy day. Doesn't look like a really great day for him to be alone out into this ocean by himself. But you know what? People are daring to do it all the time, okay? So we were talking about underwater set stuff, okay? Now, I think it's super fun. I have done it in the ocean. I have done it in lakes. I have done it in showers. I think I've done it at a pool. I haven't done it in a hot tub yet. But if you're going to choose to have sex in water, I highly encourage you to choose Mother Nature versus public areas because it's just a lot cleaner. Now, if you are going to be having this playtime, it would seem, or I would assume, you're going to be doing it with someone that you know, because it's not like you're going to pull out a condom from your bathing suit and like put it on before you have sex. So you're already going to be having kind of unprotected sex. So that's why I encourage you to do it in more natural places. Sweet water is always the best because you don't have salt. But you will be more prone to bacterial infections and yeast infections and things like that. Now, if you're going to do it in public areas, it is so fun because it's a little bit dangerous, it's a little bit daring, it's a little bit exhilarating, which is fantastic. But they are fucking disgusting. So, you know, you could very well get a little something you don't want to. Okay, there's that. There goes the music. I don't know what happens. Technology is never on my side. All right. Now, if you wanted to do it in the shower, for example, or a hot tub, or not a hot tub, sorry, a shower or a bathtub, I suggest getting a decent size because like I can't even fit it into like a regular tub as is. Like not even my thighs will fit in a proper tub. So if you're gonna do it in a tub, make sure it's big enough for the both of you. Get some bubbles in that bitch and have a great time, okay? If it's a shower, again, think of the size because inevitably only one of you will have water on you or in your face and it doesn't become that comfortable anymore. You get a little annoyed after a while. Okay, I thought maybe we would give our little guy here like a little floaty device. So I'm doing red, pink, really, and I'm just gonna do like a half moon around the torso. And I think I'm gonna keep my humanoid in the male realm of humanoids. I don't think I'm gonna make it a woman because like, you know what, Jaws is always like all these scary movies are all about women dying and getting mauled and all that shit. Let's just do a dude. So YouTube, a little bit guy, he's over here. He's got his little tubey tube. He's floating out, you know. Give it a second to dry because it's all about adding layers to it. Also, one of the things that Adult Art Attack and Paper Pass always does is that we use recycled canvases. So the one here is the same one I used last week and is probably going to be the same one I use next week. I just keep going over it and over and over it because I don't want to be throwing this stuff in landfill. So I highly encourage you to do the same. If you've got canvases in your home and you're not using them, go paint them black and you've got like a neutral shade. Or just fucking go nuts with some color and like let your colors go wild and just use that as a background. It's a great way for practice too. Just an FYI, little tip and trick, okay? So we've got our guy, he's hanging out. I think we can give him a little bit of hair. I'm gonna go black because it'll just stand out more. Let's see, let's go upward. Oh no, not really, because he's got wet hair, I guess. So like if he's got wet hair, then I think like just a little bit of a light dabbity dab at the top of its head. Maybe you could give him little sidey burns. Little sidey burns. It's got a little bit of wet hair. Let's bring that forward here. This little guy's hanging out in the water, just chilling, not knowing that there's a huge sperm about to appear at the bottom of his feet. Now, because I'm bringing this up, okay, the whole sperm thing, I'm doing it as a joke because one of the biggest misconceptions about having sex in the water, especially for women or anyone who identifies as female, is that they might get pregnant if the male humanoid just into the water. I'm here to tell you that that's absolutely not the case in any way, shape, or form. That was my Scottish accent. I hope you liked it. That's like completely impossible unless you were like, I don't know, in a tub full of sperm and you were fingering yourself, I guess. That's a possibility. But if there's water about, it's not. Okay? So don't worry about that ridiculous misconception. That only came about because we grew up in a Christian age where we could not have premarital sex, and that was a lie we would tell people so they wouldn't judge us as much, you know? Silly Billy Hilly, okay? Another misconception of having sex in water is that you can get stuck inside of someone. And again, that is not the case, okay? It is not the case. Only that would really happen is if you were like in the depths of the water, pressure changed a little, and you were being kind of aggressive with the motion. Then there's a possibility of a like suction cupped action, but nothing to freak out about. So that's another ridiculous misconception. One truth, though, is that us ladies, anyone who identifies as a woman, essentially, or has the female part anyway, goes dry. We get dry down there in wet water. It's odd, I know. It's a chemical, biological sensation. I think our body thinks that, oh, if it's so moisturized outside, we don't necessarily need to be as moisturized inside. But essentially, it could also be a mechanism of us being like, this is not actually super normal. We shouldn't be doing this. So we do get dry when we have sex in water. It's just something that happens. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So if it becomes uncomfortable, just listen to your partner and, you know, move into the inside, you know? All right, let's make a big ass sperm, okay? We're gonna give him a little bit more love in a second, but let's do like a big ass sperm. Sperms are super, super simple. What we're gonna just do is like kind of like a mushroom cone. Kind of like a, maybe like an igloo, an upside down U that's fully painted in. Now, again, remember, you want to give everything that you paint, especially on recycled canvases, a minute to dry and then do another coat so you can really get the consistency you want, okay? And then underneath it, it has like a little extra base, almost like a bit of a neck, if you will. And then it just like swirlies down like that. It's fun little tail that helps it move and navigate through our uterus and finds out where the GD egg is before all of the white blood cells kill it. Okay, so really there is really nothing for this person to be like worried about. This looks hilarious to me. This looks fucking hilarious. If y'all didn't hear this, okay, that's a little humanoid getting scared of a large sperm, okay, because we're joking about Jaws and how you cannot get pregnant by sperm in the water. So this is, to me, absolutely hilarious. Oh, that's so funny. Maybe my sense of humor does not correlate with the rest of the general public, but damn, this is fucking funny, dude. This is funny. This is fucking funny. Okay. I don't know about you, but I really hope you can tell that I'm getting a little more and more intoxicatos. But essentially, there you have it. Ooh, that VOD is a little bit intense. Okay, so we're gonna let that sit for a second. And I am gonna take a little last puffity puff off screen for a second. I really hope that you have one too. Again, go to soundcloud.com if you want to listen to some of the music. For some reason it stopped over there. Check out adultartack.com for our Pay Puff Pass party packs. Everything you need to have a great time. There's also a class that you can book with me privately, part of the box, whenever it suits you. Great for a date night or a friend night, whatever works. And so, yeah, if you ever want to have fun in the water, be sure that you're with someone that you trust. Be sure that you're in an area that is not super dirty. Talk about it. See how the feelings are at. And then move it into the indoors at some point, okay? Be sure to follow my TikTok account, Adult Art Attack. Be sure to check out our website, adultartattack.ca. And be sure to check out our Instagram account, Adult Art Attack, our public one and our private one, adult.art.attack as well. Before I leave, I just wanted to explain one little thing. Last week we were talking about consent, and I had someone come up to me and write me, and say that they didn't really understand the difference between why BDSM is a great community for consent. So I just wanted to touch on that really quickly. BDSM is a great community for consent because they always, always, always talk to their partners before they play. So the dom will say, this is what I'm comfortable with, these are my boundaries. The sub will say the exact same thing. They have safe words and they play within those boundaries. Not every single time will a BDSM session will go to someone's safe word. Not at all. And I'm not saying that if you don't have a safe word that you're getting completely beaten up. That's not the case. But at least you're having these conversations with your partners before you actually do them. So that's part of the consent form. That's what I'm talking about with consent and the BDSM community. They're great for that. And if you aren't someone who's very good at explaining your wants and needs, your sexual fantasies and stuff like that, I encourage you to do a little bit of research in the BDSM community. That's all I'm saying. So thanks so much for joining. I'm your host, Madge B. This was Paint Puff Pass Live, underwater style, with a little guy hanging out with a sperm underneath, Jaws style. Thanks for joining, and I'm gonna see you back next week on Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm your bitch. Mwah. Thanks for joining. Mwah. Bye. Bye.